Well, we've had this coming for a while. I'm very excited. This is the Roast of the Sidemen.
My name's Calix. Today, I am here to roast the Sidemen. Welcome. Let's give them a round of applause. Very brave of them. Very brave. Now, there's a lot of rich people up on stage today. Lots of money. But if you want living proof that money can't buy you happiness, Miniminter.
First joke. He's not even good. I told you.
There's a lot more. There's a lot more. Harry, hello. Kicking that ball in your mum's face really didn't change how much of an ugly dog she is.
Oh my God!
And speaking of dogs, when I heard that JJ was going to take a dog on stage at the UK press conference, should have seen the look on my face when I saw it wasn't Talia.
Wait, she's in the audience.
I knew she'd be here, and that's why there's a couple more about her.
Oh, shit.
I told you.
Sorry, Talia. Nat? Speaking of dogs, Josh. No, I'm joking. I'm Freya, don't worry. I have to congratulate you, Josh. You're one of the most consistent YouTubers I know. Consistently fucking boring.
Yeah!
Ethan, I'm really sorry to break it to you, lad, but over half the people on this stage have your mum muted on Twitter. And unfortunately, after seeing how fucking annoying Mummy Bez is on Twitter, I'm not surprised your dad left you.
Oh my God!
No, let's bring it down a step, guys. I've just been told that this video is going up on Sunday, so I need to rush my breakup announcement with Sarah. So yeah, I'm announcing my breakup with Sarah any day now. I've been feeling pretty sad, as you can probably see, pretty down recently. I'm guessing you've been feeling the same, Talia, so just drop me a text.
Caught in the crossfire. Anyone can get it. Anyone can get it. No one's safe.
Yo.
JJ.
There we go.
Thank you for laughing so far. I really appreciate it.
Nice.
What's your mum going to say when you get slapped by Logan Paul? Nothing, because she doesn't care about you. I've only got a couple more, don't worry, guys. This one's a short one. Simon, off camera, you have no friends? I'll let that one sit for a second. Toby is the only guy that I know that could pay for a prostitute and still end up in the friend zone.
Oh my God.
I have to ask permission from Cal, can I?
Yeah.
Yeah? You don't want it?
Yeah, go for it.
Okay, I don't have this one written down, so I might fuck it up. As you guys know, Vic has tried to suck the dick of every EDM DJ in the world. Last week, I even caught him trying to dig up Avicii.
That one's levels.
Thank you, Cal. I'm going to say this one anyway, because in case you cut that one out. Vic, you're too nice. and slightly boring. I couldn't really think of much else to say about you. So I've been Calix. I hope you all have a wonderful day. Apart from you, Simon.
The delivery on some of those is very good. If my mum thinks I pay for prostitutes now, it's over for me. It's over for me.
Oh, yeah. I'm gonna just get text messages that's like, do they have me muted on Twitter? Just want to say a huge thank you to the Sidemen for inviting me up here and having me perform these jokes for you. I'm a huge fan of all of you guys, in particularly Ethan. Oh, thanks, mate. I'm a massive fan, if you didn't know. But I have been wondering, I'm not sure what's more loose, your mum's vagina or the skin around your belly. I love you, Mum! No, but seriously, you know, I love all the Sidemen videos, particularly the hide and seek ones. I couldn't help but notice, though, how good Ethan was. Suppose he got it from his dad.
Hey, there's 6 other people on the stage, mate. There's 6 more.
We'll get on to them. Speaking of which, a lot of people don't know this, but Simon is actually very insecure. He has a lot of insecurities, but I suppose I would too if I had Will any sloppy seconds.
Oh!
Yeah, you're getting roasted more than me, Talia.
Sorry, Talia. I don't think he's turned up. Yeah. Well, I mean, I guess at this point, I can't tell what's more fragile, your ego or your relationship.
Oh my God.
Hey, you lot are next. Finish me.
Finish it.
I feel like I might have taken this one a bit too far, you know. I don't know if I've missed a memo or what, but a lot of you guys know Toby's a very private guy. I mean, he keeps a lot of stuff to himself, but there's actually a story, you know, as a child, Toby used to pray to God every night for a smaller nose. And as you can see, God's not real.
Oh my.
Hey, look, get away from me, boy.
A lot of people say Josh is boring, vanilla, but a little birdie told me Josh has been experimenting in the bedroom lately.
Have I?
Freya let him fuck her for a change.
It was a great day. It was a great day.
I heard poems go down really well on this channel, so 1 second.
Oh no. No.
Did you write this?
No, I didn't.
Did you write this?
I have no part in this.
Vic, this one's for you. Roses are red, violets are blue. Here's a fun fact. Your girlfriend's taller than you. JJ? Hey, JJ. You know, I think it's safe to say none of us would be here if it wasn't for JJ, the position that we're in. Nothing embodies knowledge, strength, and integrity quite like slapping your own mother at Christmas. I lived with Harry now for coming up to 5 years, so I just like to put a round of applause. Harry's been a wonderful flatmate, and I like to think I know them really well. A lot of people I see online, one of the biggest criticisms that he gets is he doesn't really know where the line is with his jokes. I can promise you, Harry knows exactly where the line is. Thank you, guys. That's me. Cheers.
Oh, here we go.
All right, boys.
Oh, mate.
So I wasn't quite sure how many insults to write today, but Vic texted me. I've got it here, actually. He said, "Hi, mate. Bring as many lines as you can, but don't let the others..." Oh, shit, that was from Harry, actually. Shit. I'll sort you out later, player, all right? Nice to see a lot of familiar faces in the audience. Ooh, Connor, cameraman, Big Con. Speaking of Big Con, how much you selling them hoodies for? Fuck me, mental, mental. What does Simon's girlfriend have in common with Christmas Day at the Olatunji household? JJ's probably ruined them both.
Oh, man.
And Deji probably claims he has. Sorry, it's not nice to talk about people's girlfriends. I Googled how to write a roast and it came up, pick something interesting about the person and deconstruct it. Obviously, JJ's got the boxing, nice one. You've got the weight loss. Simon's got fuck all, really, hasn't he? It's fucking dull. I mean, imagine doing a podcast with Randolph and still being the second most interesting man in the room. That is mental. Third if you count the tripod. Fuck me. In 2018, Ethan tweeted, "As of today, I've lost 30 kilos. Now, I don't want to cause any shit, but have you checked Harry's bedside table?" Naughty. I didn't actually have anything for Toby. Well, I had one thing written, but my mate told me it was too far. He said, "Whatever you do, you can't attack someone for their race." Well, I'm going to. I mean, look at him. It's fucking pathetic. Losing to Jake Paul in the 100 metres. That is mental. But I thought black guys were supposed to be fast. What's Freya got in common with the EA servers? Josh only has to get one of them drunk to go down on him. It's too far, tough crowd, tough crowd. Oh dear. I hate how people treat different members of the Sidemen. I mean, if Harry pulls out a bag unexpectedly, it's party time, yet if Vic does it... Someone call the bomb squad. Fuck me. Feel for you. Feel for you. There's a few rumours floating around online that JJ may be going on I'm a Celebrity, Get Me Out of Here. At first, I thought he's never going to survive being in a confined space, surrounded by a load of blood-sucking leeches, but come to think of it, I think he'll be all right. Oh yeah, before I go, I've actually got one of you a gift. It cost me 70 quid, so I'll be invoicing you, but... Oh. Oh. Boy. So I actually had this made up. Ooh. So... I mean, I thought it was special. I thought it was unique, but come to think of it, I'm probably not going to be the last YouTuber to put JJ on a canvas. See you later.
Doesn't. I'm Brian's girlfriend. Shut up. You know what you like. Sidemen are here. If I was an 8-year-old loser, I'd be going fucking crazy right now. It's great to see a room full of people who've all been sucking JJ off for years for all that money. And Calix. How did that special needs class in private school go so far? JJ.
Hi.
How does it feel to know you've put more unwanted sperm into a vagina than you've caused views in the UK? Rape face. Or as Simon calls it, sex. Speaking of your face, I just want to get this one out of the way. Get one final look at it before Logan destroys it. He looked fucking huge at that press conference. Of course, you guys all trained by the same personal trainer, Dida. Shook my hand before he came up. Never have I seen so many people who actually do training that never look like they do it. Which is obviously testament to Vidal, your trainer. You look great, JJ, just for the fight, by the way. Really good. Do we want to see Logan Paul versus KSI 3? No! Sidemen. Or as most content creators call you, second channel content. Now, onto an innovator, a leader, a guy who's brought us into the 21st century with his, sorry, this is my stuff on PewDiePie, that was... KSI's here, though, so... You commentate 2 of a guy's fight, and he doesn't fucking follow you. Fuck off.
Follow him on Twitter, for fuck's sake.
Seriously. Simon did actually follow me just before I arrived, so I think that was like for safety, but you don't know what's coming. Behzinga, you assumed I was going to make fun of your weight? No. Everyone's been so busy talking about your body transformation, they don't talk about what a wanky you've become. Before this, you thought Jim was the man at the chip shop. Bez, your vagina is so baggy. There's actually not an end to that, I just like the image. Vic Star, if you had a vagina, people would still think you were boring. How's the spectrum working out for you? I'm just going to read out what Vic Star thought was a joke for this. He actually texted me a couple of things that I could have done beforehand. And I worked out the level at roughly where he thought I was going to pitch this. It's a lot lower than... The bar was going to be open today, but Harry can't be trusted with alcohol. He actually texted me that. Just saying. Vic Star's what Jeffrey Epstein played to the kids on the plane to get them to sleep. Vic, how do you constantly look like you've just taken a neck brace off? Manny's here. Fuck.
No, it was Toby.
Yep. Toby Brown. How could you have the whitest name in the Sidemen? Toby, you look like most people's first attempt at drawing KSI. I was reading your Wikipedia when I was doing a bit of research, because I don't know who the fuck you are. In 2005, Simon and JJ became friends. 12 or 13, the researchers didn't know. Simon would help record the videos by holding the camera. Should have stuck to what you were good at. Zerkaa is so fucking boring. Sorry. Zerkaa is so fucking boring. Of course, he's the only Sideman capable of growing a beard. Speaking of Talia. Talia, you had your pick of all the Sidemen. You picked that one? Suppose you can always work your way up. Harry, good to see you doing so well as you possibly can, considering. Road to Sure, I treat him like my canary down the mine. If I see him wearing Yeezys, I think, those are done.
Oh, why don't I wear them today?
But I do have to thank the Sidemen. You guys are single-handedly responsible for lowering every girl in the UK's expectation of what men are capable of. Especially an erection. Isn't that right, Harry? I'm jealous of people that don't know you. I see what you guys are doing, man. You're trying to get us up here to come insult you, to do some more diss tracks. It's not going to work. You guys are talentless. But seriously, thank you very much. You're all lovely guys. Talentless, but lovely guys. Thank you very much.
KSI. Given what happened last Christmas, this might be the only roast you're invited to this year. Good night. JJ once went to visit a men's prison and the guys were made up. Some of them hadn't seen a proper years. The build-up to KSI versus Logan has been intense. JJ hasn't threatened to end a life with a hook since his ex-girlfriend got pregnant. That's the level.
Yeah, how mad that is. That's mad.
JJ said Logan was in for the worst 18 minutes of his life. My first thought was, when's the new EP out? At the Challenger Games, Toby came second in the 100 metres race, or because of his nose, the 97 metres race. The Sidemen love hide and seek. Maybe next time they can try and find Josh's personality. I'm not saying Josh is dull, but I haven't seen 6 people carry someone so lifeless since my granddad's funeral. Cheers, guys. That's what he would have wanted. My favourite member of the Sidemen is Vic, or to give him his full name, Victim. Vic really has the it factor, and by that, I mean he's a clown who likes the taste of kids. So think... Just making friends, guys.
He's going to lose his job. Oh, he's nicked. I'm panicking now.
Harry has been in a 5-year relationship with Ket. Sorry, Kate. Harry struggles with 2 things, video ideas and staying sober. So I thought he could copy the Sidemen and rip off a TV show. Why not try Total Whiteout? Dancing on Spice. And of course, Come Down With Me. Harry went viral when he kicked a ball at his mum's head. Being from Guernsey, he's used to finishing on a relative's face. Ethan is in really good shape. Apparently he built up his arms by clinging onto his more successful mates for years. Ethan has always wanted a decent figure. Oh, sorry. Ethan has always wanted a decent father figure. Ethan took his mother's surname, which is ironic, because all his dad left him was pain. Thank you very much.
I'm ready for war.
He's coming in a camo t-shirt.
Better crowd than we had yesterday, isn't it? Right, starting with why the fuck would anyone watch hide and seek? There must be like a load of kids still sucking on their mother's tits, but at the end of the day, anything for the protein, am I right, Ethan? Now everyone keeps saying how great Ethan looks, but what no one is talking about is how great he thinks he looks. Every time he walks past the fucking mirror, he's like, oh, Jesus Christ, man. And for a kid who laughs a lot, he's the most unfunny you'd ever meet in your life. At least when he was fat, we could pity laugh at him. Do you know what I mean? But it is awkward when fatties lose their weight and they're just still ugly, isn't it? No, but fair play to him. The second he lost the weight, he does what any self-respecting man would do and just gets rid of his girlfriend. Open season now. Now we can get a decent shag and shag out as much as he wants. But, you know, he was gassed up. And I know I've been there myself when you're a YouTuber. You start thinking you're way above your own station. But even at my worst, even as stupid as I've been, I never thought I could shag Zerkaa. Honestly. Did he slide into our DMs? He was in there so fucking much, he left skid marks in our inbox. Oh, will you come to the pub with us? Pathetic. Never had a chance with her, mate. Honestly.
You're not wrong.
Back down to planet Earth for you, Paul. But
You're not wrong.
as for Vicstar, yeah, imagine being the nerdiest member of the Sidemen. That's like being the fucking fattest girl at Weight Watchers, isn't it? Jesus Christ. But she pied eating as well, so... Miniminter. He hates commentary channels, I'm sure you've heard. I would hate channels that monitor the quality of content if I was you as well, pal. How many videos has he made dyeing his hair? The only thing that's dying is his fucking channel. We all know that. To be fair to him, you know, he still gets views. We all know that, based on his looks, though. But they'll fade, do you know what I mean? When I seen him walk in here, he walked in, his hairline walked in 15 minutes later. I'm not saying it's receding, but it looks like a PlayStation 4 controller. I haven't really got a lot for Harry, to be honest. I watched one of his videos. It was a try not to laugh challenge with his mum watching TikTok, and I was like, what the fuck is this shit? Do you know, it's not even a joke, it's just bad. At least when he punted the ball off his mother's head, I laughed a little bit. Do you know what I mean? But he's in his prime, and unlike Ethan, he's done the wrong thing, in my opinion. He's just stuck with one pussy, and that's bad. Look at JJ, man. He's had it all. Cars, money, chlamydia for a prostitute. To be specific on that, you know, no money changed hands. It was Liam from OP paid her by bank transfer. Shout out Liam, he solves all the problems. As for Josh, what would he be doing if it wasn't for YouTube? So I've got financial advisor, manage idiot's finances while taking a cut without adding much. So pretty much what he's doing now then. As for Toby, he's lovely. I haven't really got a lot for him either. I mean, he's just sort of not important. If he was a roast dinner, if this was a roast dinner, he would be like a Brussels sprout, just pushed to the side, not even, just a nothing really. And let's be honest, if they could go back and swap him for Manny, they would. At least he's got looks, do you know what I'm saying? But anyway, you've all had a good laugh at me DMs, do you know what I mean? How come nothing ever comes about your sex life, lads? Probably because it's like your videos, boring as fuck. Simon's run out of ideas. Josh probably has to get Con to come in and help him. Harry hasn't had any for 9 months. JJ has to pay someone to do it for him. Toby just keeps saying, it's coming soon. Vic sits in his room and does it by himself 3 times a day. And Ethan is still hoping for a collab with Zerkaa. That's never happening. I've been True Geordie. Fuck the Sidemen, and I love yous.
Have we made it? Have we made it?
Thanks for watching, guys. Hey, lovely.
I know your exes